Canada is about to participate in its first SheBelieves Cup. We are going to take a look at some of the history of this event, look at the 4 teams involved, and at the end of it, make some predictions. Here is your SheBelieves Cup preview from a Canadian perspective. Inspired by the U.S. women's national team players, the SheBelieves Cup was launched in the lead-up to the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup and was first played in early 2016. This will be the 6th consecutive year for the competition. It was designed to bring the best players of the world together. Typically, for teams ranked in the top 10, this year's edition will look a little bit different. It will be the first time England will not be participating. 2021 will also see 2 newcomers in Canada and Argentina. Argentina replaced Japan. The number 10 team in the world withdrew, citing pandemic concerns. It's a 4-team round robin, 3 doubleheaders. All games will be played at Orlando Pride Exploria Stadium. With no final played, the team with the most points will be declared champion. The top goal scorer and tournament most valuable player will also be awarded. The Americans have won this event 3 times. France won in 2017 and England in 2019. The all-time top goal scorer is Ellen White, who has scored 5 times. Megan Rapinoe, second with 4 markers. Alex Morgan has scored 3 times. Of the 4 teams, Canada will be most affected with absentees. The leading international goal scorer in FIFA history, Christine Sinclair, and inspirational leader Diana Matheson, never reported to camp due to injury. Sinclair wanted to be there and devastated that she wasn't. The 37-year-old has been a stalwart in Canada's lineup, having played 296 of 341 international matches in the last 2 decades. Veteran goalkeeper Erin McLeod and first-time call-up Bianca St. George both picked up injuries and returned to their NWSL clubs. Canada will also be without Kadisha Buchanan, Ashley Lawrence, and Jordan Huitema, all which of whom were denied release from their French clubs. That sounds like a lot missing. So who will be playing for the Canucks? Canada will not be without experience. Although they are the youngest team in the tournament at just under 25 years of age, Sophie Schmidt will achieve her 200th cap at the senior level when they face the United States on Thursday. Desiree Scott has 156 caps to date. Janine Beckie comes into SheBelieves Cup as Canada's top goal scorer with 31. With the absence of Sinclair, a lot of Canadian fans hope to see Adriana Leon, always a threat, to get plenty of minutes. No players are experiencing long-term injuries and should all be available for Canada's friendly against the Lionesses, slated for April 13th at a location yet to be determined in England. With sights set on the Tokyo Olympics, Canada has a spot on the podium to retain. The only nation to reach the podium in both Rio 2016 and London 2012 Olympics, these warm-ups are important to gauge where the team is at. The Florida camp is the first without former head coach Kenneth Heinen Moller. The Danishman had been a part of the women's Nats team since 2015. Moller stepped down June 10th of 2020 and returned home to Denmark. Canada now enters the Beverly Priestman era. Priestman is no stranger to the Canadian women's game, having been heavily involved with Canada's youth teams from 2013 to 2018 before joining England for a stint. The 34-year-old, born in England, gathered valuable experience assistant coach to Phil Neville for the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. She was appointed to the helm in October. This is her first camp, and why not face the number 1 in the world for your international debut? USA has lost just once in its last 63 matches, dating back to 2017. In 2020, they were a perfect 9-0 and outscored their opponents by a 33-1 margin. This included a win over Canada in Carson, California at the Olympic qualifier final. The Americans have already hit the pitch in 2021. 2 wins over Colombia, 4-0 and 6-0 respectively, in the same Exploria Stadium this match will be played. With an average age of nearly 28 at 1,731 caps between the entire roster, this compared to Canada's 1,031 caps. The Americans will be tough to beat, let alone score against. Alex Morgan has been named to the roster. She is coming off pregnancy, giving birth to baby girl Charlie Alina Carrasco on May 7th of last year. Morgan has played just once since lifting the 2019 World Cup in Lyon, France. This was a friendly in November against the Dutch. The Americans' roster is full of veterans, including Carly Lloyd, Rapinoe, Captain Becky Sauerborn, Kelly O'Hara, and Kristen Press, to name a few. They will be without Samantha Mewis and Toeman Heath. Canada and the U.S. have played 60 times. The U.S. have won 50 of those. But make no mistake, it is easy to get motivated to play against our neighbors. The rivalry is fierce, and these teams don't like each other. Canada's second match will be against a much of an unknown Argentina. This will be Canada's best chance to pick up their first win under Priestman. Argentina is the lowest ranked team at 31 and the lowest to ever play in this tournament. They are historically second best to Brazil when it comes to South America, but that has been challenged by Colombia and Chile over the last decade. With an average age of 26, they are older than Canada but lack the international experience. Yael Avito has 22 caps. Sol Hamas has 6 goals from 13 appearances. The most recognizable player would be Mariana Larroquette, who plays with Kansas City of the NWSL. She has 9 goals from 29 games. Canada has never lost to Argentina, beating them all 4 times. The last was at the Pan American Games in Guadalajara, Mexico, where they won 1-0. Argentina's history at the FIFA Women's World Cup and Olympic Games, they've never won a match. But they did come back from 3 down with 20 minutes left to play against Scotland to draw 3-3 at their final match of France 2019. Argentina did not play in 2020. Their last game was a friendly in November of 2019. While Brazil, Canada, and USA are all set for Tokyo, Argentina failed to qualify, lost their crucial match to host Chile back in 2018. In Canada's final match on February 24th, they will play in what seems to be a growing rivalry with South American champions Brazil. Their record against each other is dead even, 8 wins apiece, 7 draws. They last played to a 2-2 tie in Tournoi de France on March 10th, 2020. That was the last time Canada had played a match. Brazil has Pia Sundhage in charge. She brings a vast amount of experience to Brazil. The Swede was head coach of USA from 2008 to 2012, from Sweden from 2012 to 2017, and most recently Sweden's U17s. Sundhage joined in the latter part of 2019. With the average age over 27 years, Brazil will have world-renowned Marta in the lineup. The 34-year-old is the all-time scorer of 17 goals and the only player to score in 5 FIFA World Cup events. Striking partner Christiane is 4 goals shy of 100 for her career. So now it's time for my predictions. With such a young squad, Canada will be in tough with the Americans. Keep in mind, this tournament is not about the final results, but getting time to figure out what this Canadian team is all about under their new head coach. With so many veterans missing against star-studded USA, Canada will work hard, they'll battle, but the Americans will put the Canadians under constant pressure. They will hold the States to 1 in the first half, but the Americans will expose the Canadians and score 3 times in the second. Canada will generate little offense, final score 4-0. Second match against the Argentines. It will be a tight defensive battle, but the Canucks are much better than the 31st ranked nation, even though they're missing a number of their stars. Canada will create a number of chances, but will leave much to be desired in front of goal. Adriana Leon will get the lone goal. Canada will win 1-0. After the Americans hand Brazil a loss, this third match will be for a second place finish, and Canada are just missing too many players. A game that will allow Priestman to test some things, try some new players to get a feel for her team. This one is for experience. Christiane will score and Brazil will win this one rather comfortably, 2-0. In the comments below, please let me know your thoughts. What are your predictions? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Where can you watch the game? You can watch it at onesoccer.ca. Your subscription can be $5.99 for 1 day, $9.99 for a month, or $74.99 for the year. If you want to connect with fans across the country, use hashtag CanWNT. Enjoy the match. Enjoy the week of She Believes Cup.